EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt's ethical challenges piling up. Washington. Scott Pruitt's future as EPA Administrator is on shaky ground over a series of ethical lapses and questionable spending that has prompted several Republicans to join Democratic lawmakers and environmental groups to demand his ouster. President Trump has continued to back his embattled cabinet member so far, praising him for being very courageous and doing a fantastic job, even as word that key White House officials are angry at Pruitt. On Friday, The Wall Street Journal reported that Chief of Staff John F. Kelly urged Trump to fire him. On Friday, the president came to Pruitt's defense on Twitter. In a tweet pushing back on earlier media reports that he was considering replacing Attorney General Jeff Sessions with Pruitt, Trump characterized Pruitt as a victim who is totally under siege. But the president's endorsement hasn't stopped more Republicans in Congress from joining the Pruitt must go chorus. At a town hall meeting Thursday, New York GOP Rep. Elise Stefanik called for his resignation, becoming the third Republican House member to do so. Here's a rundown of some of the ethical and spending issues for which Pruitt is being criticized. Pruitt paid $50 a night to rent a room on Capitol Hill in an apartment owned by the wife of a major energy lobbyist. He used it beginning in February 2017 when he became EPA Administrator and paid only on the nights he stayed until he moved out in July of that year. The total he paid over the 6 months was roughly $6,100, well below what he would have had to pay to rent a one-bedroom Capitol Hill apartment for that same period. In addition, his adult daughter stayed in a separate bedroom while she interned during the summer for the White House, according to reports. EPA's senior ethics official, Kevin Manoli, recently reviewed the lease, months after Pruitt had vacated the apartment, and initially deemed the arrangement did not violate agency rules on accepting gifts. Several days later, Manoli said he didn't have all the facts surrounding the deal. That was not enough for the White House, which launched its own investigation. Over White House objections, Pruitt pushed for hefty raises to two longtime aides, Sarah Greenwald and Millen Hupp, who had come with him from Oklahoma where he had been Attorney General, according to The Atlantic. Pruitt didn't get approval using usual channels, so the agency circumvented the White House by providing the raises through an obscure provision of the Safe Drinking Water Act allows the EPA administrator hiring flexibility, according to the magazine. Questioned about the move during an interview Wednesday on Fox News, Pruitt said that he was unaware of the backdoor raises and put an immediate stop to them. Pruitt spent $105,000 on luxury air travel during his first year in office. Agency officials said the EPA administrator needed to fly business or first class on a number of flights due to security concerns posed by fellow travelers, according to a March 20 letter the agency sent to South Carolina GOP Representative Trey Goody, chairman of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. Traveling near the front of the plane allows the administrator's security agents to expeditiously exit with him upon the occurrence of a threat, Associate EPA Administrator Troy M. Lyons wrote in the letter. He also noted that Pruitt has been threatened far more frequently than Gina McCarthy, who served as EPA Administrator under President Obama. Read more. Donald Trump needs to fire EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt, not promote him. Read more. Scott Pruitt on a mission to change the climate of the EPA secure phone booth. Pruitt had a secure, soundproof phone booth installed in his office at a cost of roughly $43,000, according to the Washington Post. EPA officials have said Pruitt needed a secure communications area in his office so he could have private calls with White House officials and others in the administration. During a House Energy and Commerce Committee hearing in December, Pruitt defended the installation of the equipment. There are secure conversations that need to take place at times, he told lawmakers. Cabinet-level officials need to have access to secure communications systems. Pruitt's gravest sin, or at least the one that could ultimately cost his job, is that he has run afoul of key White House staff like Kelly for not obeying orders. White House officials believe Pruitt continued to push the raises for the two aides even after being rebuffed despite his denials that he didn't know about the end run. Even Pruitt's decision to go on Fox News Wednesday to defend himself on the raises, first-class flights, and the apartment rental was opposed by senior administration officials, according to a report in the Washington Post. During the interview where he showed no contrition, Pruitt blamed the toxicity of Washington for contributing to the firestorm and said the criticism is about the mission we're engaged in here.